Hey everybody, Mike here at MH Tutorials. Welcome back. Well, today we're going to do a little project. We are going to model a scuba diving tank. We're going to drop it on the ocean floor. We're going to have it lie there for a while, get nice and rusty, and then we're going to have little air bubbles emit from it. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to start off by loading a reference image. So we're going to go to our front view, go to View, Image Plane, import image, and I'm just gonna pick up an image of a scuba tank, and we are going to hit R, scale that out, just so I know what the top looks like. Okay. Now the background's a bit dark, so I'm just gonna hit Alt B to change that to gray. All right. Let's get started with the tank. Okay. So we're gonna take a polygon cylinder, and we're gonna pull that up. And we're going to go to our attribute editor. We're going to go to polycylinder 1. Let's see, there we go, yeah. And we're going to select round cap for the top. And then we are going to add some subdivision to the height. Let's do 4. And on caps, we'll increase that to make that nice and round. Let's do 6, which looks about right. Then we are going to switch views. We're going to go to our front view here, right click face, drag select the bottom section there, hit R to cut that off. We're going to right click, go to edge, double click on the bottom edge and drag that down a bit until we have the approximate length. That looks, I think that's right. Okay. And with that edge selected, we're going to go to our polygons menu, and let's see where that is nowadays, under shape fill hole, which closes up the bottom there. All right. And then we're going to focus on the top. All right. So we're going to right click, go to face. That's a bit too much. Come on. Looks like I'm going to have to select them manually, but it is what it is. Make sure I got nothing else selected. Yeah, that's good. We're going to hit delete. Right click edge, double click on that edge, go to edit mesh, and under edge to extrude. There we go. We're going to hit W. We're going to pull that up just a little. That's about right. We're going to hit G to repeat, R to scale in until we are there. All right. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click object mode and select it. And then we're going to hit 3 for soft select. And as you can see, we need to change or make sure that the shape at the bottom is held. So we're going to hit 1 again on our keyboard. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool option box. Make sure you have your regular setting right there. We're going to drag an edge loop down here and hit Q. That should make it better. Right click Object Mode, select it, hit 3 on your keyboard, and that is much better. Okay, let's see if we need to add something up here. Maybe. So hit 1, edit mesh, mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. We'll add 1, not all the way up. Let's do here and 1 here. And once again, hit Q on your keyboard, right click object mode, and hit 3. Okay, nice. Next, let's deal with this valve here. Now, we don't have an extreme level of detail, but we'll do our best. Okay, so what we will do is we will take a polygon cylinder, pull that up, hit E, rotate that 90 degrees. We are going to go to our polycylinder tab. We're going to set our caps to 0. And let's see, yeah, we are going to take our bottle and we're going to set our translate values to 0 to get it nice and centered. And then we're going to do the same with this guy. And we're going to hit W for wireframe mode so I can see where he is. He's in there somewhere. Trying to select it, but there we go. Hit W, bring that up, and 5 for shaded mode. All right. Next, we are going to hit R. We're going to scale that in. Just pull our reference image up so we can see that a bit better. Okay, we're going to pull that up somewhat. We're going to go to this view right here, right-click face, select it, edit mesh, and extrude under face. Hit R, scale that in a little bit. G to repeat, W to pull in, G to repeat, R to scale in again, G to repeat, W to pull back out. Like that. Okay, we're going to have our knob at this end, so that's fine. Now let's deal with this object here. For that, we will take a polygon cube, pull that up, make sure it's nice and square. So we'll do 2 by 2 by 2. We'll set the translate values to 0 to get it centered as well. There we go. For wireframe mode, there we go again. Object mode, there's our cube. We're going to bring that up. 5 for shaded mode. R to stretch that out. And W to pull that up. And now let's look at our reference. Okay, so we're going to select this guy. We're going to bring that down. We're going to scale that in. And move it over just a little. We're going to turn on our X-ray button. Okay. I'm going to select this guy. I'm going to hit R. I'm going to scale that in. Pull that down. And on the top here, we're going to need to tweak the shape a bit, but we'll do that in a sec. I'm just going to move this guy out of the way for a minute. Okay, so this is our shape. All right, we're going to add an edge loop. So we're going to go to edit mesh, mesh tools, insert edge loop, and we'll do one there and one there. And keep in mind that we're not going to see any of these details, so we don't have to go nuts on it. Okay. Right-click face, select those, edit mesh, and extrude under face. Seems to be a problem there. Not sure what. Let's try that again. Edit mesh, extrude. There we go. Hit R, just pull that in somewhat. And then right-click object mode, hit 3 for soft select. Okay, not quite there yet, but getting close. Go back to 1. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. We're going to add one edge down here to hold that shape. Hit Q on your keyboard. I'm good with that as far as detail is concerned. Then we're going to take this guy, right click object mode, hit W, bring that down and bring that in. Hit R to scale down, W to move out, and F to zoom in. Bring it down a little bit. Maybe give it a bit more body. And we're going to right click, go to vertex, drag select these vertices, and we're going to bring them out to about there. And let's see what we got so far. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to select these two, mesh, combine, and hit 3. Okay, now that's not bad with the exception of this section here. We need to add an edge loop. All right, so mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, push an edge back there, hit Q, object mode, hit 3, and I can live with that. I think that's okay. All right, we're going to add a polygon cylinder on top. So we're going to drag that out, pull that up, set translate values to 0, 4 for wireframe mode. Where'd he go? Right there. We're going to bring that up and back to shaded mode. Let's check it from this view right here. Okay, we're going to need to squish that, so hit R and bring it in as well. And now let's get that into position. Okay, so we're going to bring that guy down and maybe give it a little bit more height. Okay, pull it up just a little so we can add some edge loops. One up there, one down there. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click object mode, W to pull down, hit 3 on your keyboard, looks okay. Take this guy, hit W, hang on, modify center pivot, bring that in. All right, and now let's create that knob. All right, for that, we're going to create another polygon cylinder. I'm going to pull that up. We are going to hit E to rotate it. 90 degrees, there we go. Let's set our translate values to 0 as well. 4 for wireframe mode. Hit W and pull that guy up. We're going to move it out and up. Hit R, scale it in. All right. And W and push that out. And then we're going to right click, go to edge. Select that edge and go to edit mesh and extrude under edge. There we go. Hit W, pull that out, and R to scale that in. Let's see what we got. Okay, it's not quite in position yet. So let's check that from our top view. That actually looks all right. Question is, Why the height? Okay. So we're gonna turn off our X-ray so we can see it a bit better. Click object mode, hit W, bring that down. That's not bad. And we're gonna right click, go to edge, double click on that edge, go to mesh and fill hole. All right. Now we need to kind of create that grip thing that's going on there. So right click face, and we're gonna select every other face on this guy. There we go. Not that one. Okay. We're going to go to edit mesh and extrude under face. We're going to hit R and we're going to scale that out. Looks like I selected a little bit too much here. Deselect that face. There we go. So pull that out and then push it in until we have something similar to this. Now I think we're going to need to add an edge loop here. So hit Q on your keyboard. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. And we'll do one right there. Hit Q, right click object mode, and hit 3. That is not bad. Let's see. Not bad, but not great. So, insert edge loop tool, add one right there, and add one right there. Hit Q, object mode, and 3. That is much better. All right. So that's our bottle. So drag select this guy, delete. Let's add some materials. This and this will be chrome. So right click, assign new material, MIA_X, material tab, presets, chrome, replace. This is going to be black shiny plastic. So right click, assign new material, blend. We'll make that black. And we will bump up the reflectivity to 2. I'm just eyeballing that, if you will. Okay. Now for our bottle, and actually I'm not quite sure if our bottle is slightly too large. Okay, that will work. Okay, right click, assign new material. We're going to go with the Lambert. Hit our checkered box, select file, hit our folder, and I found this right here, yellow metal. There we go. That is actually not even that bad, and I didn't even UV it yet. Just see what's going on there. Select it, create UVs. We'll go with cylindrical mapping. Okay, we're going to go to edit UVs, UV texture editor. Right click UV, drag select. We're going to hit R and we're going to bring that in. And that is actually not bad. Okay, right, drag select the whole deal. Right click object mode and go to mesh and combine, and everything should still be in soft select if I'm correct. Yeah, all right. So now let's deal with our ocean. Okay, now Maya has a preset, so that's what we're going to load. So we're going to go to window, general editors visor. Under the ocean examples, if you zoom out a little bit, you got this one here, underwater caustics. Middle mouse click and drag and release on your desktop. And close that. Okay. Now, looks nothing like an ocean right now, I mean. Okay, we're gonna drag our bottle up. Let's give our bottle a good position. So we're gonna rotate that. We're gonna hit W, we're gonna bring it down, and we're gonna embed it into the bottom to some extent. Maybe even a bit more. And we want our nozzle facing up. So we're gonna hit E. Oops, wrong handle. All right. Now, as far as our ocean is concerned, because like I said, this doesn't really look like an ocean floor, what I'll do is I'll just quickly hit our render. So just close this out. Render settings. I'm quickly going to select mental array because I used mental array materials, but besides that, I'm just going to quickly hit render. Okay. So let's give that a sec. Okay, now this doesn't really look like an ocean yet, and that's because of our angle and because of the position of our bottle. So let's bring this guy out a little bit. You can see that that's our scene down here, so we need to scale our bottle down quite a bit. Bring that out, bring that down in again, F to zoom in, and we got our camera set up here, so we'll kind of move it into our view here. Let's see, just give me one sec, guys. All right, we're gonna make sure that our horizon is nice and flat. Let's give this a try and see if we got a different look. Much, much better. Okay, now you can really see that effect of our ocean bottom. All right, just gonna change the angle on that a little bit. And what I would suggest is that you kind of create a little bit of a debris around the bottle here, just to simulate the sand, if you will. Okay, almost there, guys. Just gonna tilt it a little bit more, which gives us a better floor pattern. There we go. Okay, cool. So close that. I'm going to bookmark this. If you bookmark, edit bookmark, let's call this ocean view, apply and close. All right, now for our air bubbles. What we're going to do is we are going to create an object and we're going to have particles emitting from that object. Okay, so for that, we're going to take a polygon sphere, pull that up, and we're going to place that inside or very close to our nozzle. Okay, so it looks like I got some shader going on there, but that's fine because what we're going to do is we're going to hide this thing anyway. We're not going to see it. So just make sure that it's roughly in position. We can even scale it down some more. All right. So we got that. Object is selected. So next we are going to go to our End Dynamics menu. We're going to go to End Particles, create End Particles. Make sure you have ball selected here. Emit from object. All right. We're going to add 1,000 frames to our animation. We're going to hit play and we're going to see a lot of stuff go wrong. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, as you can see, this doesn't look right, okay, for a number of reasons. So we're going to need to tweak that. So we're going to go to our nucleus 1 to start with. All right. Now, a couple of things. If we look down, there's a tendency for the particles to fall down, and we want them to float up, right? So our gravity is one thing. We'll deal with that later, but specifically the gravity direction. Right now we have a value of -1, which means that in y, the particles are moving down. So we're going to change that to 1. Second, the particles are moving way too fast. They're air bubbles, right? So we want to slow them down. So we're going to change gravity from 9.8 to 1 to start with, and probably we'll bring that down later. We're going to go back to frame 1. Okay. Now, next thing you see is that the number of particles is ridiculous, right? So a couple of things we need to do. Select our particles, not our floor, all right? And we are going to go to our end particle. Let's see, sorry. Give me one sec, guys. Let me think about this. Okay, we're going to go to our emitter. Now, the rate of emission is 100,000 particles per second. That's way too much. So let's bring this down to, let's say, 10. And in addition, the direction of emitting is omni, and we're going to change that to directional. So we're going to go back to frame 1, and looks like it didn't take. Just check my settings, guys. That should be good. That should be good. Let's do one thing here. Drag select the whole deal. Edit, delete by type, history. We're going to move back. Still way too much. So let's see how we can tweak that. We're going to go to our nucleus, and we're just going to check our settings. Gravity is good. That is good. That all looks all right. Our particle shape, we don't really have to do anything there. We will need to change the particle size. Let me see. Lifespan, live forever, because they're going to go all the way to the surface. Oh, there we go, particle size. Okay, let's do a radius of 0.05. Which is already much better. Let's have this animation play out for a few frames to see if they're actually going up. Let's give that a sec, guys. Because it looks like that initial cloud is starting to disappear, and we're getting a little bit more into the flow that we were looking for. But again, still a very, very high count. So we're going to stop that. We're going to go to our, let's see, rate. We're going to do, let's do 1 and see if we're going to get an effect here. It looks like it's starting to get a bit better. Yeah, that's slightly better. Okay, we're going to stop that. We're going to go play it a little bit so I can get access to my particles. Okay, let's see, what else do we got? Okay, so we looked at our emitter, we looked at the rate of emission, we looked at the direction. Let's see what else. In our nucleus, gravity, that's all set up correctly. Okay, and okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to have it play out a little bit. Looks like they are clunking together, if you will, which is not ideal. So that's something we'll need to deal with. We're going to go to end particles. Let's change this to points. Just give me a second. All right, guys, I found a problem. Um, the reason why it was creating balls of particles, if you will, was because of the rate. Because I put that to 1, it was, spitting out clunks of 1, if you will. Okay, so I adjust that to 5, so that's a bit better, right? And okay, now we are going to decrease the radius to 0.025, which looks a little bit more realistic, I think. And we'll just play that for a little second here. Okay, we're going to stop the animation and let's see if we can get into a view here that will help us for our render. Before I add material to my air bubbles, I'm going to just quickly check this render position. All right, cool. Our chrome is visible, which is nice. Okay, hit escape. Just gonna quickly change my bookmark here. This looks a little bit better. I'll just call that new, apply and close. Now, this is pretty important. We're gonna select our particles, right click, assign new material. We're gonna select the blend material. There we go. And we're gonna change the color to white. And what is very important is that we increase transparency until it is almost totally transparent. And maybe we even need to tweak this color towards a very bright blue. Okay, and then it's important that the reflectivity is bumped up. Let's do 3. Okay, and let's give this another try. Now, all in all, that's not bad. Could use a little bit more transparency and a little bit more reflectivity. Okay, so let's see, we are going to increase that to, let's do 6, and transparency will bump that up even more. So this could very well be our final render. I'll just do HD 1080 and increase the quality to about 1.5, and let's give this a go. And I'll just pause during the render. Well, guys, there we go. This is our final render of our scuba tank spitting air, if you will. So thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions, let me know. As always, if you would like to subscribe, that would be great. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.